Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning,
Morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Morning. So,
Morning,
good
ma'am.
morning. I'm
Morning, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Kim. Okay, good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. Once again, I'm Teacher Kim. Welcome to Quickery Virtual Class. So, may I request everyone to open their cameras to see your beautiful smile and faces. Okay, can you please open your camera? Oh, so how is your feeling right now? Are you happy or sad?
Happy.
Okay, it's good to
Happy,
hear
ma'am.
that you are happy. I'm glad that you are here in this session. So let's start the day with a prayer to be led by Miss Jessa. Please lead.
Okay, let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Our Father in heaven, once again, we thank you for giving us another opportunity to come together as a class and to start another day to learn again. Before we start our online class, we ask you for your guidance and wisdom so that we could attend our classes very well as well as observe and understand our lessons easier and well. Help us and guide us to be attentive to our class lesson and help us understand it. That way we use it our upcoming activities and examinations. Lord, help our minds to observe each lessons our teacher teach us and guide every activities they teach us. Help us to be responsible enough in our modules and other activities that our teacher will give. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Jessa. So for our attendance, Miss Secretary, how many students in this online session?
Good morning, ma'am. We are 15 in this meeting and there are no absentees for today.
Okay, that's great. You are all present. So please give yourself a virtual applause, please. Okay, so last time I gave you an assignment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so remember to attach your assignment until 11:59 p.m. today. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So for our rules and regulation in this session, first, please read Mr. Akasho. Mr. Akasho, please read. Okay, Miss Jessa, please read our rules and regulation.
Rules and regulation. First, unmute your microphone if you're going to speak and mute it while listening. Communicate with the teacher via text or call if you experience internet connection.
Next.
Sit properly and listen attentively. Prepare gadgets, paper, and ballpen to take down notes.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jessa. So, um, let's do the flashback. So, here are the pictures to remember what we discussed last time. So, anyone of you can describe those pictures? So, anyone? The first picture is, yes, Mr. Terao.
Plating tools, ma'am.
Okay, it is plating tools. So, the second picture, yes, Mr. Rainiel.
Tablewares, ma'am.
Okay, it is tablewares. The third one is, yes, Mr. De La Cruz.
Plastic plating, ma'am.
Come, please repeat your answer.
Plastic plating, ma'am.
Okay, it is a classic plating. The fourth one is, yes, Miss Jessica.
Texture, color, and taste, ma'am.
Okay, it is a texture, color, and taste. The fifth one is, yes, Mr. Fernandez.
Use odd numbers.
Okay, use odd numbers. The last one is, yes, Mr. Terao again.
Moist ingredients first.
Okay, it is moist ingredient first. Okay, very good. So those pictures presented are the tools being used in plating. The arrangement, the right texture, color, taste, balance, and how will you present the food are the factors to consider in presenting vegetable dishes. The plating tools being used to present and also the importance of plating. So, I'm happy that you remember and you learn a lot from this topic. So, we will proceed to next lesson. But before that, we will begin with an activity. So the title of our game is What's in the Picture? So in this activity, you are going to guess the pictures presented on the screen and you will guess or describe what is the common with a picture. So let me let me repeat. So in this activity, you're going to guess the pictures presented on the screen and you will guess or describe what is the common with a picture. So if you know the answer, uh, can you unmute your microphone to guess the pictures, and the student who get the correct answer, we will get a plus point on their quiz. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Let's begin. So, what is the common with these pictures?
Vegetables, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Danjo.
Ma'am, they are vegetables.
Okay, very good. There are vegetables. So, what are in the pictures? They are. Okay, so can you describe the things done in the pictures? Can you describe the things done in the pictures? Yes, Mr. Terao?
Ma'am,
Yes,
the
Mr.
things done in the picture, I think preserving vegetables.
Okay, it is preserving vegetables or storing vegetables. So, are you familiar with these things?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you familiar? Okay, yes. So, did you experience doing the things shown in the pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So, why do we need to do these things at home? Yes, Mr. Rainiel.
Ma'am, we need to do these things because it is important to um, keep us from getting sick, and also we can use it in a longer period.
Okay, very well said, Mr. Ramasanta. So, thank you for those students who participate in this activity. So, from these pictures, class, what do you think is our topic for today? Yes, Mr. De La Cruz.
It's all about storing vegetables, ma'am.
Okay, very good. It's all about storing vegetables. So this time we will tackle about the techniques in storing vegetables. So the here is the learning objectives that we need to attain. So please read, Mr. Tirao. At the end of the lesson, you're expected to first, Mr. Tirao, kindly read.
Yes, ma'am. Identify the different techniques in storing vegetables. Second is discuss how to store vegetables properly and store vegetables based on the described location and temperature.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tirao. So, the first one is what is food storage? Kindly read, Miss Jessica.
What is food storage? Food storage is the process in which both cooked and raw materials are stored in appropriate conditions for future use without any entry or multiplication of microorganisms.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jessica. So, food storage, this refers uh, to food storage which is kept in the fridge, freezer, pantry, or in some instances, a warming receptacle. It allows food to be eaten immediately for some time, typically weeks to months after harvest rather than exclusively. So next is why vegetables should be stored properly. Can you read, Mr. Rainiel?
Why vegetables should be stored properly? Food is stored by almost every human society and by many animals. Its main purpose is to preserve crops, to consume out of season, to keep food in good conditions, slow down aging, protect from frost, provide even supply, avoid gluts or surplus, prevent shortages, and to obtain higher prices.
Okay, so why vegetables should be stored properly? So storing vegetable is considered quick and easy and doing it in the right way. Okay, so we'll keep them fresh and safe to eat. So some vegetables and fruits need to be stored in the refrigerator and others. So others need to be ripened before being placed in the refrigerator, and others are best stored at room temperature or in a cold, dry place. So sorry for that noise. Next one is basic aim and importance of storing vegetables. Kindly read, Mr. Ferrer. Mr. Ferrer.
Basic aim and importance of storing vegetable. The basic aim of storage is to slow down the aging process caused due to respiration, moisture loss, and disease decay.
Okay, so basic aim and importance of storing vegetables. So the proper storing of fruits and vegetables is very important since safe storage can keep you from getting sick from a foodborne illness. So fresh fruits and vegetables should be stored unwashed. So fruits and vegetables that are very dirty after harvest. So you need to rinse and dried well before storing. So wash them well with cool running water before eating. So let's move on to methods of preserving vegetables. So there are 5 methods of storing vegetables and fruit, namely drying, canning, curing and salting, freezing, and the common storage. So which method is chosen depends upon the type of product, the quality desired, and the facilities available for storage. So the first method is drying. Kindly please read. Okay, Mr. Ramasanta, please read.
Drying. So, drying is one of the oldest ways to preserve products. The basic procedure involves removal of moisture from the product to a point where the decay is not likely. This can be done by using an oven, a dehydrator, or the warm heat of the sun.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ramasanta. So once the product should be stored in a dry place in airtight containers. Dried product does not retain the quality and nutritional value found with fresh product. So the process is also fairly labor intensive and time consuming. So however, so in a certain product such as beans, peas, and other legumes can be dried without much loss. So that we call drying. So next method is canning. Can we read Mr. Christian?
Canning. A resurgence of interest in canning is taking place as it has easier with more foolproof methods and good equipment like regular jars, leads in more reliable and safer pressure cookers. With the pressure cooker method, the product is heated to kill the microorganism that can cause spoilage.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Christian. So this action also deactivate enzymes in the product that affect flavor, texture, and color. So canning can incur added costs with the purchase of equipment, containers, and general supplies. So it also is labor intensive. So for the most types of product, higher food quality can be maintained with canning rather than drying. So next method, the third method is curing and salting. Can you read Mr. Ambrosio? Mr. Ambrosio, please read the third methods.
Okay, we have curing and salting. So if certain garden product is allowed to ferment naturally, it is said to have become cured. This means that microorganisms initiate the fermentation process and change the food quality without causing bad taste or generating toxins.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ambrosio. So the best example of natural curing is with cabbage that ferments into sucrate. During the fermentation process, large amounts of acids are produced which control the fermentation. So the fermentation process by ultimately limiting the microbial action as the food becomes more acidic. So a second way to cure food is by adding organic acid like vinegar to increase the acidity and limit microbial activity. So when salt is added in sufficient quality, this too will control microbial action and effectively stop the growth of spoilage organism. So the fourth one is freezing. Can you read uh, okay, Mr. Miranda, can you read?
Freezing. This is a common and a very desirable way to preserve certain types of garden products.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pincel. So, freezing is the common and a very desirable way to preserve certain types of garden. So, this method does not improve the quality. So, this method does not improve the quality, but it is fairly easy to do if one has access to a freezer and takes the time to package properly so that moisture is retained. So, like other preservation methods, freezing prevents microorganisms. So, be careful to store um, uh, vegetables in this way of method. So freezing prevents microorganism from growing, causing spoilage. So one large advantage of freezing is that the nutritional quality remains relatively good. So plus food can be kept for many months with a little change in color. So next one is the common storage. Please read Mr. JR. Please read.
Uh, uh, Common storage. This is the oldest and convenient method used to preserve most of the product, developed by ancestors.
Okay, thank you, Mr. De La Cruz. So this involves storing harvested product in a darkened or in a cold area. So there are various ways where this can be done, including uh, leaving, uh, leaving the product in the ground or um, burying it in the ground. So, or in the pits, or storing in cellars or basements, and storing in wooden crates or barrels located in cool areas like a garage or porch. So, next one is in-ground storage. So, some vegetables like carrot, beet, turnip, rutabaga, horseradish, salsify, and parsnips can be left in the ground through the winter. So they they should either be mulched to prevent the crop from freezing or after the ground has frozen. So mulch to keep the crop frozen. So freezing and freezing and thawing will damage the product. So this is why after the ground has frozen, you should mulch the crop by applying a 6 to 8 inches layer of hay. So straw or leaves enough to them keep them frozen. So parsnips and horseradish horseradish may develop an undesirable bitter taste after a couple frosts. So in this case, in this in-ground storage, applying a mulch at the end of the season to prevent the ground from freezing so quickly may be a way of standing. Okay? Did you get it, class? Okay,
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
get it? Yes, thank you for the
Yes,
response.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So next one is pits. So pits is storing vegetables in an outdoor pit is also a good but typically inconvenient way to preserve the product. So pits burying in the earth allows for a controlled atmosphere. So uh, because the soil temperatures do not fluctuate. So they remain cool compared to air temperature. So pits must be well drained and protected from rodents. So next one is indoor storage. Kindly read, Miss Jessica.
Indoor storage. The most convenient place to store fruits and vegetables is inside the home.
Okay, so typically this is the second refrigerator. This is our second ideal refrigerator. So this is our ideal refrigerator for many types of products. So if it is kept between 32 and 40 degrees. So some of the products require higher storage temperature. So for best preservation of quality, and each crop should be considered individually. So uh, many older homes were built with unheated root cellars. So coal pantries enclosed and porches or sheds specially built for vegetable or food storage. Next, we have different fruits and vegetables should be stored in different ways. First is products that are kept best in cold. Moistures includes apples, broccoli, carrots, lettuce, eggplants. Second one is the product that are kept best in cold. Dry storage includes garlic and onions. The third one are the products that are kept best in warm, dry conditions includes hot peppers and winter squash. So next one is in using freezer. Can you read, Miss Jessa? Miss Jessa Marie, please read. Okay, I think Miss Jessa experiencing internet connection. So let's have Mr. Christian. Mr. Christian,
In using
please.
freezers, almost all fruits and vegetables can be stored in your freezer. Freezing can change the texture of many fruit and vegetables, but in generally preserves their taste, nutrients, and health benefits. It's a great way to store seasonal fruits or vegetables for use later in the year, especially if you're planning to eat them cooked or blended into smoothies.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Christian. So in using freezer, it is the best to freeze fruits and vegetables in airtight containers to avoid freezing a product that isn't ripe yet. So again, avoid freezing a product that isn't ripe yet. So if it may not ripen correctly when you take it out of the freezer. So next is using cold dry storage. Certain types. So let me read to you. So certain types of product are best left out of your refrigerator and freezer. Instead, they should be stored in a cold dry place. This includes tomatoes, lemon, bananas, limes. So uh, in particular, tomatoes may lose flavor and nutrients when you refrigerate them. So avoid to refrigerate tomatoes. Because they can also develop an undesirable texture. So did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next
Yes, ma'am.
one. Okay, so to have a better understanding in this lesson, so let's have an activity. So using the sides of the pentagon, write the 5 techniques in storing vegetables and provide one example of it. So please uh, get any sheets of paper and uh, write 5 techniques and give an example in storing vegetables. So do this in any sheet of paper, and after that, uh, you uh, you take a photo of it and attach in our comment section. So I'll give you 5 minutes to do this activity. Okay? Did you understand, class? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you may
Yes,
start.
ma'am.
Okay, you may start your activity. So are you done? Okay, time is over. Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
sure? Okay, very good. So, any question, clarification, reaction regarding in our topic?
And ma'am,
Okay, if none, I will be the one to ask you a question. So, first one is what is food storage? So, anyone? What is food storage? Okay, let's have. I will pick. Okay, so Mr. Terao, you're racing, so you will answer the first question. What is food storage? Okay, Mr. Terao.
food storage is the process in which both cook and raw materials are stored in appropriate conditions for future use without any entry or multiplication of microorganisms.
Okay, very good, Mr. Terao. So the second question is, what are the methods of preserving vegetables? Can you enumerate all of the methods in preserving vegetables? Yes, Mr. Rainiel.
So, ma'am, the methods of preserving vegetables are drying, canning, curing and salting, freezing, and common storage.
Okay, very good. You listen carefully, Mr. Rainiel. So the third question is, why should we store vegetable properly? Any other hand, please? Okay, let's have, okay, Mr. Raymond.
Why should we store vegetable properly? Mom, in order to prolong the lifespan of the vegetable and at the same time to maintain the freshness of each vegetable, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, uh, another is why we should store vegetable properly. So we should store vegetable properly so that we can keep you from getting sick from a foodborne illness. Okay, very good. Mr. Tirao, Mr. Masanta, and Mr. Raymond, thank you uh, for the answers. So I think you are ready, and uh, you learn you already master our lesson. So let's have a quiz. So for your quiz, let's have a quiz. So for your quiz, it is a multiple choice. Choose the letter of the correct answer. So your quiz will be posted in our channel um, at 9:50, and it will end at 10:05. Okay, so it's 15 minutes to answer. So read and understand the question carefully. Is that clear? Okay, you may now start your quiz. Okay, are you done, class? 15 minutes is over. Are you done?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so I hope you will get a high points in this quiz. So for your assignment, research on the following. So what is seafoods? The second one, what are the different types of seafood? So research the definition of seafood, so and the different types of seafood. So before we end this meeting, let's have a photo opportunity. So please open your camera. Please open your camera, please. So in a count of 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Thank you. So that's it for today. Thank you and God bless. You may now leave the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you,
ma'am.
everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.